I jolted awake to the bone-chilling cold. The wispy curtains fluttered as an icy draft crept in through the open window. I shivered, pulling the blankets tighter as I strained to hear any unusual sounds over the pounding of my heart. The old clock down the hall chimed 3 a.m. It was time. Swallowing hard, I slowly sat up in bed, eyes darting around the moonlit room. A layer of frost coated the walls, glistening eerily in the pale light. My breath came out in frozen puffs as the temperature continued to plummet. That's when I heard it. The slow, ragged wheezing coming from somewhere within the house. It started as a faint whisper, steadily growing louder and more guttural. The wheezing was accompanied by a soft swishing, like coarse fabric being dragged along the floor. I squeezed my eyes shut, futilely willing the sounds to stop. But they only grew closer, until I could feel an unnatural chill directly next to me. The wheezing was right beside my bed now, so close I could almost feel the frigid breath on my face. Trembling uncontrollably, I forced my eyes open. A tall shadowy figure loomed over me, obscured by a hooded black cloak. One skeletal hand extended from the darkness, reaching towards me with long, curled fingers. I wanted to run, to scream, but stark terror gripped me, rendering me motionless. The bony hand grasped my chin, the icy touch searing my skin. Slowly, it tilted my head up to face the darkness under the hood. 2 pinpoints of crimson light flickered deep within the shadows. They stared straight into my wide eyes, probing the depths of my paralyzed mind. Seconds stretched into minutes as the flaming eyes bored into me. I could feel them scanning my most private thoughts and fears. A sudden image flashed through my mind, my parents' car veering off the road, slamming into a tree, violent flames erupting from the engine. The creature was showing me my worst nightmare. I tried to tear my eyes away, but its grasp held firm. After what felt like an eternity, the hand released me. The dark figure straightened, turning towards the open window. As it glided away, the swishing cloak brushed against my feet. In moments, it had vanished into the night. I remained frozen long after it disappeared, pulse still racing. Deep down, I knew this wasn't the first time it had visited me, and it wouldn't be the last. The cloaked creature had been haunting me for weeks, always at the stroke of 3 o'clock in the dead of night. During the day, I managed to convince myself it was just a recurring nightmare. But the bone-chilling cold and the lurid glow of its crimson eyes felt terrifyingly real. What did it want from me? Why had it chosen me? I hardly slept the rest of that night, listening intently for any sounds of its return. As the first rays of dawn lit up my room, I finally drifted off from utter exhaustion. But that evening, as I lay in bed watching the clock, my chest tightened with dread. Soon it would be 3 a.m. again. Right on schedule, I jolted awake to the room turning icy cold. The wheezing and swishing sounds crept down the hall, growing steadily louder. I steeled myself, sitting up to face the doorway as it slowly swung open. The dark figure glided in soundlessly, crossing over to my bedside. The hand grasped my chin once more while the crimson eyes bored into me. But this time, I fought against my paralyzing fear. In my mind, I screamed at those fiery eyes, "Get out! Leave me alone!" Suddenly, the hand released me, almost in surprise. The figure drew back, regarding me for a moment. Then it turned and drifted towards the window. The icy chill dissipated as it disappeared into the night. I released a shuddering breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. Could it hear my thoughts? Had I finally scared it away for good? Exhausted but hopeful, I settled back into bed, watching the first light of dawn wash over my room. Tonight had been a small victory. But I knew deep down, it was only a matter of time before the creature returned. I needed to find a way to stop it for good, before it was too late.